Welcome back to a new episode of Cosmic Confessions. I'm your host, CrashLit, and today I'm super excited to be joined by Chili Peppers left-handed pitcher Shawn Scott. Be sure to follow him on Instagram at __ Shawn Scott __ Shawn, how you doing tonight, man?
I'm great, Crash. How are you?
I'm good. Really, excited to have you on. Before we get into this interview, be sure to subscribe to this podcast. We're on Apple and Spotify. We're also getting the video version up, so subscribe to my YouTube channel at CrashLit if you want to see the video version of these convos. And Shawn, I really want to start and go back to last weekend. We're recording 2 days after our stop in Nashville. You are a Nashville native. What was it like to be back playing in front of your hometown?
Yeah, I mean, it was unbelievable. The crowd was amazing. I had family there, my wife. I had multiple friends. So, just the feeling of having support from so many different people, from different areas, was amazing. So it felt, just unbelievable, and I couldn't even make it up, honestly.
I can imagine. Definitely always really cool when you get to have that opportunity to play in front of your hometown. And just can you talk about you talked about having your family there, your wife. Can you talk about what it means to have your wife be a part of this journey with you and how she's just been so supportive through everything you've gone through throughout your career up to this point?
Oh, it means everything. I mean, just from high school to college and then just to now, just when I was dealing with injury in college and dealing with things of just my identity on the field and off the field, just things like that. Her being there for me was just it's a big reason to the person who I am now, So all credit to her. She's the reason I'm here. She's the reason why I'm in the moment that I'm in right now, and I'm unbelievably grateful for her. So it means the world to me, honestly.
And during that, just when you answered that question, you talked about recover, just in going through injuries, especially when you were at Tennessee for college. You were dealing with Tommy John and didn't really get to play when you were there. Can you talk about just what that recovery was like, getting some opportunities to play at Austin P, and just really just what you learned from that whole experience?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, one thing that I learned from it was just patience. Patience is a virtue. Um, you can't put a timeline on anything, especially injuries. So just dealing with how to come back from something like that. It was challenging. It was tough, but like anybody, you got to overcome those challenges, and um, I did those things. It was tough in some situations. It was tough, but we overcame. We came to where we are now. I've grown a ton as a person, and I feel like that's what's made me a better baseball player. Honestly, um, yeah.
Yeah, well, it's really been fun getting to see you out there and just everything you've kind of worked through, especially as I was researching this and just as I've gotten to know you over these past few months, ever since I got to Cosmic and been getting to know all the guys. But just what just drew you to the opportunity to play Cosmic after college and not just try to find your way into a minor league organization or indie ball or just some other way? What just really just drew you to just what what's being built with Cosmic Baseball?
For me, I was for so long trying to chase um, a dream that a lot of people go for. Playing in the MLB is something that every kid dreams of as a kid. That's what my dream was as a kid. That's what my dream was as a grown man. And you know, I for so long I was doing things for a team or doing things for in college. School had so much stuff going on that I never really gave the chance just to play ball and just do it freely. And getting the opportunity here from Unc just created such a freedom opportunity for me to where now I get to be here. I get to, express myself on the field when I'm not in between the lines. I try to express myself, but through just giving back to the community, giving back to the fans. So, that's kind of why I do it, and the reason why we're here.
You definitely have of all the players, especially when you guys are out there throwing balls into the crowd during the game. You really just seem to have such a way where you just look like you're having so much fun doing it, especially when you got on your Mr. Good Looking is Cooking apron, and I just see you doing like, "Come on, give me noise, give me noise!" Really, and get hook the fans
Oh
in, and
yeah.
then send the ball over. Just what's that like to really just get to, like you said, you express yourself, but then also get to really enjoy yourself and just really get to interact with fans in a way that traditional ball just doesn't allow you to do.
It's it's something that, it makes me happy, just seeing fans light up because, when fans do come to a regular baseball game, you know, players aren't going to be throwing out balls that they get to use in the games. Players aren't going to be out there, trying to get the crowd hype. We get to do that. We're allowed to do that, So with us being allowed to do something like that, it it creates a more energetic feeling to where we can go out and do those things. You know what I'm saying? So um that's kind of how I feel about that.
And what inspired the Mr. Good Looking is Cooking apron that you sometimes wear? Because that's really just, I feel like, something that's sort of started to become part of your just brand and identity here with Cosmic.
So one day called me while me and Blaine were in the RV, and he kind of just told us, he was like, "Yeah, I found some aprons because you were talking about being like the cosmic chef. I found one that says Mr. Good Looking is cooking, and you're not bad looking, so you might as well, I might as well get you the apron." And I was like, "Okay, then go ahead, Unc." And then he brought it to me one game, and I wore it, and it's cool. I bring it every trip, so I'll start popping that thing out a little bit more.
Yeah, I was wondering if it would make an appearance in Nashville, but then again, you definitely did have probably the hype to not even necessarily need to stand out in that same regard, especially with it being really the homecoming for you and Blaine McIntosh, which is really cool to see.
Most
Like I
definitely.
said, like we talked about earlier, just the reception you both got just from the crowd. And just how do you think it was, just especially? I mean, I know I've asked you kind of a bit earlier, but what was it like just engage with like the Nashville fans specifically, just being there, whether it was throwing balls in the crowd, talking with fans before or after the game, or just any sort of just interactions you had?
For me, it meant something a little bit more just because, with dealing with injuries, dealing with uh, the mental game, dealing with things outside of off the field. Um, it meant a little bit more to me because this was my first time being able to play in Tennessee in 2 years. Because when I was at Austin P, I wasn't there. Or the last year I was there, I actually played in Kentucky for my last appearance, and it wasn't in Tennessee. So being able to play in Tennessee again after a few years, it was incredible. So it was awesome, man.
It's really cool, just like I said, just to really see just you have those like moments that are just so meaningful. And was that your first time playing at First Horizon Park, or did you get an opportunity to play there in college at all?
That was my first time playing at First Horizon Park. We had at Tennessee, we had like some fall games that were around there, but I was hurt, so I couldn't even play. So um, that was my first time being able to, get some live reps on that field, which was awesome.
You talked about playing in First Horizon Park. How did it compare to other stadiums you've played in within Tennessee?
Yeah, I mean that stadium, of course, is a little bit bigger than the other stadiums in Tennessee, so it was a little bit louder. The energy was, I mean, the energy in cosmic baseball is nothing compared to anything else that you will play. So, you know, it's hard to even explain if that makes sense. Like, the entire time I couldn't even hear. I can't hear Rogers at third base while he's trying to talk or anybody else. So it's like, it was super surreal. It was an amazing moment. Even the whole weekend, I just made incredible moments just with everybody in the organization. Um, everybody that came to come see us. My family was super just surprised. A lot of people that have never seen Cosmic Baseball outside of YouTube got to see it and was just beyond blown away. So it was great just to be able to see that.
Absolutely. Is there like, in terms of just what happened on the field during the 2 games of Cosmic, is there like a favorite moment, whether it's you playing or not, or just something that happened during the game that just really stands out as memorable to you?
Playing the game was awesome. I think a really cool moment for me was Corey's home run. That was a really cool moment. Um, I would say just going out there to just go when we ran out on the field the first game. It may not have been as electric as everybody felt, but for me, it was a moment that I'm going to remember just because, I was in Nashville, I was in Tennessee where I haven't been in a long time. A lot of my family members over 5 years, some of them haven't seen me play, so it was an awesome moment just getting to feel those things this weekend.
I for sure can see that, especially just having talked to you now and just other guys in the organization about their homecomings, just how important it was and just what it meant to them, just getting to play, even if it wasn't necessarily their home city, just being in their home state, just seeing whether I've had them on the podcast or just what they put on social media about just what it's meant to them. And that's why I think it's really cool, especially when it's just you with it being your hometown. I think it was really cool to see.
It was awesome. It was awesome.
And besides Nashville, what have been some other memorable stops for you?
Oklahoma City was really cool. I kind of like the little double deck feeling. That was really awesome. Uh, I liked Omaha a lot. Utah was really cool. The Salt Lake City field. Um, those were probably my top ones besides Nashville. Um, I'm super excited for the ones coming too. We've got a lot of places that we're going to that I've never been to before. So, I'm excited to kind of see just these next 22 stops.
Can you talk about which of those stops you're really excited about in particular, if there are any that immediately come to mind?
Charlotte, uh, that stadium looks insane. The background, the city, all of that stuff is really cool. I can't wait to see that. Vegas looks really cool. Uh, of course, the California ones, just being able to go on the West Coast and just us be able to get our names out there further is awesome. So that's going to be really cool. Uh, I'm just excited for every stop. Every single weekend that we go to, I have a smile on my face and I'm excited and I'm blessed to be there. So I'm looking forward to everywhere.
Yeah, you've definitely seemed like a guy who just has never not had a smile on his face. And
For
just
sure.
so, how do you just keep such positive energy just at all times throughout the weekend?
Because, times are way worse. We're way worse. And, you can't just sit here and dwell on the past or dwell on things that are going on. You just have to live in the moment and just try to make people better, make your surroundings better every single day, how you can. And the way I try to is just by smiling and just being positive. It's the only way I can be.
Well, like I said, it's just so fun to always hang out with you and just how you just bring such positive energy, whether it's I'm trying to whether it's I'm trying to get you guys to block party or just at block party. I can't speak for VIP, but I'm guessing fans gotta love you there. Since
Most
I
definitely,
think I've
man.
walked through, I've only walked through, I think briefly walked through VIP once, escorting the mascot. So I can't really speak to what VIP is like.
Yeah.
And other than that, I think just yeah, just anytime, like I said, you're on the field, it's just like you just have just this is infectious energy that I feel just radiates off of everyone who gets to interact with you. So it's just really fun to work with you in that regard, man. So that's just
Most
why it's
definitely. I appreciate that, man. It's awesome to work with you too, man. You do a great job
thank
all
you.
around. When you at the field, the podcast, I be listening to everything, man. You do your thing. You do your
Thank you,
thing.
man. Appreciate it. And just kind of continuing on where we were just talking, just what's the most rewarding part of just being here, being a chili pepper, and going to war with the 24, 24, 25 other guys that are on the chili peppers team?
Um, for me, I love seeing the smiles on just every fan's face that gets to see what we do. Um, to be able to go out here and compete with these guys and play and have fun and do what we love, um, it gives me energy every single day to go out there and do it. It it shows you that the game can be taken from you, but it also can be given back to you in tenfold. So, you know, when you see that other side of that, you kind of become more thankful if you get what I'm saying. So, um, every single time I'm out there, I'm wanting to win. I'm wanting to entertain. I'm wanting to put on a show. So it's kind of what I try to do.
You talked about just being thankful and just what's the thing that you would say you're just really just thankful for just in life right now? And I just ask you this because of just the adversity you've gone through to get here. Just what are you just really thankful for in your life that just not just on the field, but also off it as well?
I'm thankful for. I mean, first off, what we talked about first was my wife. I mean, if it wasn't for her, I wouldn't be in the situation that I'm in now. Um, I'm incredibly thankful for her putting up with everything that I had to deal with or go through. So, you know, it's that's my main thing that I'm mostly thankful for. And then, of course, I've got to be thankful for this opportunity that we're given. This is something that is once in a lifetime for all of us. So, if someone is supposed to not give it its credit when it's due, it's you shouldn't be in that situation. So, I try to just do that.
Fair enough. And I really love that answer. And just like I'm just really curious. It's just also just been, like I said, just interesting learning about you, just hearing about just you tell stories about just your wife and how she, just is bought into it and just is it I think I heard something on a podcast the other day. I heard it from like I think a football coach who's saying it's like what if you're gonna be married, you gotta your wife's gotta be all in or you can't be married at all. Is that would you say that's true in baseball too?
Oh, 100%. If your other partner isn't all in, then something's something's wrong. But with mine, she's all in. She's super excited. Like, we had some things going on with the family. The first couple months that we had Cosmic going on, so her coming to the game in Nashville was pretty big because it was her first one too. And so that was cool. Just her getting to experience the lights for the first time, getting to see me play, and everything was just awesome. It was great.
Is she gonna come to any future stops as well?
She's coming to Shepherd. We're in the works of figuring out what she's going to do with the Carolina trips. She'll definitely be at the Vegas one. Gonna work on that one for sure. I want her to try to come to New York, but I don't know. That one will be tough.
Yeah, that'll definitely be an exciting one, Buffalo and the during the 4th of July. I'm excited for that one.
Man, yeah, Buffalo. That one is going to be. I've heard about that. That one's exciting.
Yeah, based on kind of, I don't think we want to give away too much here, Shawn, but
Nah.
based on over here, and if you are trying to get tickets, enter that lottery now. I think is the only thing I think I can say. But yeah, a few more questions for you, Shawn, and then I'll let you go. Just
Cool.
what's the best advice you've ever received?
The best advice that I've ever been received. Hmm. I would have to say that the only way that you can, that's a tough one right there, Crash. I'm not gonna lie to you. That's a tough one because I've been told a few things that I want to say, but me, I like to say things. I'm a perfectionist, so I try to perfect what I say, man. So that was a tough one. Um, I would say the most important thing that I've been told has been to believe in God. If you aren't putting all into Him, He's not going to put all into you. So you know, I didn't have my priorities right whenever I was in college, just on um, where I was spiritually, and to be able to build a better relationship with God now, and to be able to grow as a person, as everything that I've been growing in has been amazing. So um, yeah, I would just say just God, man. That's the main thing.
Can you talk a little bit about just what it was like to kind of find that relationship with God, given that you just mentioned that you kind of maybe didn't have, for lack of a better word, the right relationship if you did have one with him prior to kind of cosmic, prior to turning pro?
Yeah, for me, it would have to be more of the trust thing. I didn't really put my trust and priorities into him. I didn't really have the right headspace and believing all the way. And it took for me to have a real conversation with someone that I'll keep private for right now, um, to really open my eyes on just who I am and who I was at the time we were having that conversation. And when he just asked me about my relationship with the Lord, um, it brought tears to my eyes because I was not having a great relationship with him whenever I was in college, or whenever I was doing whatever I was doing years beyond. And so to be here around guys who are spiritually found sound, and to be grounded in with the Lord is awesome, because I get to learn more with these guys. I get to go to Bible studies, hear stories that are relatable, stories that I can learn from, and grow from. So that's what I have to say about that.
Really, yes, I can really have like heard that story a bunch about just how it's like sometimes you just have to kind of find your way to it, kind of on your own, is kind of, I guess, the way that I've kind of heard a lot of people describe it.
100%. Exactly.
And finally, Sean Scott, I'm going to give you the floor here, especially coming off of, at the time of recording, your visit back home to play in Nashville. Do you have a message for all of the Cosmic fans out there who, whether they saw you in Nashville or they plan to come to an upcoming stop, what do you have to say to them?
What I have to say to the people who have been there, thank you. To the people who haven't been there yet, you're missing out, but you won't be missing out for long, because it's a party. We have a great time. It's nothing but happiness and great endeavors going into cosmic baseball. So, it's doing nothing but growing. And so we're excited to do that with the people um, who love cosmic baseball. To the people who don't know cosmic baseball yet, you will. And that's what I have to say.
Well, you heard it from Mr. Good Lookin himself, Sean Scott. Thank you so much for joining me here tonight on Cosmic Confessions. Great as always to talk to you, and really fun getting to hear a couple confessions from you here on the show.
Most definitely, man. Appreciate it, man.
Absolutely. So this has been Chili Peppers left-handed pitcher Sean Scott. Show him some love on the gram. Give him a follow at __Sean Scott __, and be sure to catch him at Colonial Heights, Norfolk, Durham, or any of our remaining upcoming 21 stops. This has been another episode of Cosmic Confessions, and I'll see y'all next time. Thank you again to Shawn.